What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming and the third and final game here between EG's IdrA and Mouse's MorroW. This time we are here on Tal'Darim Altar, IdrA in the upper right-hand position as our green Zerg player, and the lower right-hand position is MorroW as the red Terran player. So yes, this is game number 3 in the series. We're, of course, tied up 1-1 right now. You can see MorroW wishing IdrA good luck, and IdrA, of course, not responding at all. I believe he's a little bit frustrated with how last game took place. We saw some very nice late-game defensive nukes from MorroW, and this effectively allowed MorroW to push on IdrA's expansions and take them out because, you know, going Brewlord heavy, you can't really be walking right over defensive nukes, and since MorroW was able to place those down in just perfect positions, it's allowed him to continuously push on IdrA's expansion and continuously take it out. And obviously, that puts IdrA in a position where he's getting starved in the later stages of the game, and he just cannot afford to keep up in terms of army size. And major unfortunate situation, IdrA left the game right before we saw what would have been a beautiful nuke. IdrA obviously knew that that was about to come and just was like, all right, you know what, I'm gone, I'm out of here. But that is so disappointing because I wanted to see it, but not a big deal. All right, so this time again we are here on Tal'Darim Altar. We can see MorroW's first supply depot going right behind the mineral line. You may ask why about this. Why is he not going straight for that wall off? Well, the biggest thing that happens here when you actually place the supply depot in the back is this just means that there's a lot less mining downtime. Obviously, you pull an SCV off the line and you walk him all the way towards that front of the wall, and then you drop that supply depot. That's a lot of downtime that your SCVs aren't mining. So if you can just drop that depot and then go straight back to mining, it gives you just a little bit of a mineral boost early on in the game. And oh my gosh, what is MorroW doing? MorroW with a crazy fast expansion going straight 15 command center before his first barracks. This could be a major issue. If IdrA scouts this out, we expect him to immediately push out and just punish MorroW for being super, super greedy. And I'm a wee bit concerned, to be perfectly honest with you. I am just a bit concerned for MorroW. We can see IdrA right now moving out with the Overlord, and if he just catches the edge of that, there it is, catching just the edge of that barracks, he's going to immediately then change the route of his drone and hopefully get some scouting done. Is he actually going to be getting that scouting done or no? Looks like actually not pushing forward with that scout, and that would be perfect. We just need IdrA to move down. There we go, finally with the drone pulling back, and we'll be scouting out what MorroW is doing. He needs to scout out this expo. This is just absolutely absurd that MorroW decided to come out with an expansion this early in the game, and I certainly have a feeling that IdrA may make him pay for that. So here comes the drone scout right now. Now it's really going to all come down to, so there it is, IdrA's fully aware of that expansion. We've got an orbital command coming over there at the natural. And what is IdrA going to do? Well, we've got 2 Zerglings coming out right now, also 2 Queens. So far IdrA's like, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing anyways. Nothing too fancy. Now, with that expansion, again, the issue is that MorroW is very vulnerable to a heavy push from IdrA. Now, the flip side of that, of course, is if MorroW can get this up and running and defended, then he's going to be in a great position because he will have a very strong economy, and with that he'll be able to work up a very strong army and kind of force IdrA to work his way into that third expansion. But again, if IdrA decides to make him pay for this, then, well, it could be pretty devastating. We actually have one Zergling over here completely missing the Zelnaga Tower, so he's just kind of hiding in the brushes and not doing a whole heck of a lot else. IdrA sitting over here with the Overlord hasn't made any movements towards the main base yet. Doesn't really need secondary scouting because he knows, you know, with this type of early expansion, MorroW is not going to have much for quite a long time. It's going to be a while before MorroW has much of anything in terms of army size. We do have a fair amount of droning up going on, actually 6 drones coming out. Looks like that SCV is still inside of the main of IdrA, so MorroW getting that full scout out, just checking exactly what's going on. In fact, what he wanted to see is there a Baneling Nest? Is there a Roach Warren? He's certainly very concerned about that early aggression, so he just wanted to scout out to see what may or may not be coming. Alright, so we do have MorroW moving out with a small contingent of Marines, and he will be attempting to push up into IdrA's natural expansion. Looks like he does get this free Overlord kill. However, 6 Zerglings being made should be enough to actually push this back. He's just trying to buy some time for that Spine Crawler as well. Those Marines actually going to force the cancel of that Spine. And MorroW, keeping up this constant aggression here. He has got some more guys coming down, 2 more Marines coming out, in fact. We do have a layer coming out for IdrA that is just starting right now. The metabolic boost has finished. Here comes a Baneling nest, and MorroW actually being shooed back right now. Those Marines heading back home. We've got a Marine actually pushing over here, checking for a third expansion. All right, so IdrA pushing out and trying to get us around, taking out that one Marine and then pulling back. Doesn't want to run into the reinforcement Marines that are actually moving down, and MorroW moving down with a few SCVs. He was really concerned that those Speedlings were going to try to engage these Marines here. We do have some research coming out as well for MorroW. MorroW coming out with that combat shield. We'll be researching that stim pack after that, I expect, and here come 12 Zerglings. IdrA preparing to work his way into that third expansion, but also getting a lot of Zerglings, and as you can see, that Baneling nest just finishing right now. There it is. Baneling nest is now up, and here comes 10 Banelings. IdrA will be pushing against MorroW. So now MorroW just has to make sure that he can defend against this successfully, and if he can, then he's all set. We can see actually coming out with that secondary wall. Looks like he is expecting these Banelings to come on through. So coming out with that secondary wall, in addition to these bunkers, this will be his defense against this Baneling bust that is about to come here from IdrA. IdrA pushing forward. He's got more and more Banelings coming out, also working up those Speedling numbers. It's not just about the bust. Busting is important. You need to get through that wall. But the other very important thing is being able to have Zerglings to stream in after that. If you just break the wall and you don't have any Zerglings after that, then you're not going to be able to do a lot. And here we go. Banelings going straight for those bunkers, breaking through all of them, and here come the Speedlings. SCVs moving down to engage as well. Speedlings doing as much damage as possible, but the SCVs and Marines able to repel the attack, and IdrA just leaves the game. Alright guys, that was the third and final game here between MorroW and IdrA. IdrA attempting the Baneling bust against MorroW's fast expansion. After not being able to do significant amounts of damage, decided to just leave the game, that it really wasn't worth it. Now these Banelings would have helped a little bit, but there was so much here in terms of firepower, and IdrA realizing, you know what, after that bust, the fact that he's not dead right now means I pretty much lose the game, or he just didn't feel like playing anymore. Alright guys, hopefully you did enjoy this game. Hopefully you enjoyed the series between MorroW and IdrA. As always, if you like the content, please subscribe. Thank you for watching. Keep watching and keep owning.